Yeah.
So it feels like the same case, like FENNEL Adversity. It just seems like playing blue side, it's the only thing they really want to go for, and now they finally have the Riven left open. I think this is the window that they were looking at.
Yeah, Riven being left open is a big one, right? Because there's just so many things you need to ban. And this is leading me to a question as well, right? I feel like we've gotten to the point where teams need to start recognizing, you know what? It's time for us to trade 1 for 2. We're on red, we're going to open everything, we're going to ban your pocket picks. You take 1, we take 2. And that should be what we're looking for. But instead, BRU, they are going to weak side Noel here with the Darius into the Riven matchup. This is going to be an interesting one.
Okay, now looking at potentially the Xayah. Rakan's been left open. Okay, there we go. Rakan has a potential dual lane in the bot side. I quite like what we're seeing so far. I like the move away from the Orianna, instead having a little bit more power with the Riven, with the Rengar. I think this is a really nice move. BRU, though, they're going to switch things around by grabbing some more pick potential. So pick potential here will probably enable Shiba to go be a little bit more aggressive again, similar to what we saw in that first game when he was playing something like the Lee Sin, right?
Well, I mean, this is exactly what we saw BURIRAM open up the series with, right? They played the Darius, they played the Xin Zhao, the only difference being that they had a Ziggs in the mid lane as opposed to now that Ari. So I suppose, you know, whilst you've got that AFK mid lane matchup, this time it is going to be a case of, hey, Zen, where are you going? Because I want to tag on and, you know, hop on along for the ride. You know, maybe the hype train is in motion. We're ganking a lane. We're going to an objective. We're having a 3-1. What do we think?
I mean, you know me. I'm in the BRU camp. I'm all in favor of that one. Not your best, Kimmy, but it works. I think I do like the fact that they're willing to contest the Kaiser Galio this time around. They're saying, Danny and Rafi, we're gonna give you guys Xayah Rakan. And I think that's something Grandin has touched on a lot, is that Rafi's Rakan is something to be afraid of. It's something that you need to be careful about. And I like that they're willing to contest this. I'm just gonna be very honest with you guys though. I don't think Danny can match up to Kinemon. So we'll have to see how this one plays out.
Yeah, I'm feeling similar as well. You know, Kinemon has just had some standout performances on his best games. With that being said, he's not able to single-handedly carry his team in the game as well. So if the rest of the map is imploding around him, you know, Kinemon isn't going to be that saving grace, I think.
But this is their bread and butter if we're looking at FENNEL Adversity. They are the Xayah Rakan team. So if there's ever a time for them to bust it out and to showcase what they could do with it, then I think this might be the game that they require it for, to get us into that game number 5, to get us into that situation where it really is as hype as a last chance qualifier is meant to represent. Let's throw it back to our team of casters. The phenomenal as always, TJ and Riku.
0.5 Riku as we get back into things. Game number 4, FENNEL here pulling out all the stops.
I know, they get all of the picks that they want. Power on this Riven. We can't imagine flanks. That's going to happen with a big AoE stun. You've got Danny and Rafi getting their top picks in the tournament, even when we talk about the Wild Rift Icon series locally. So with that Xayah and Rafi as well on this Rakan, we can't imagine big 2v2 fights for them to win. But the biggest question is, will the lane swap happen for the side of BURIRAM?
Yeah, and I was thinking about that during the break, because we oftentimes credit FENNEL. I'll hold this thought as we have a little bit of a skirmish here. We oftentimes credit FENNEL with hard focusing on those early dragon objectives. How have you felt about kind of the relationship of that lane swap and the fact that their normal dragon lane has been playing at the opposite side of the map?
Yeah, that's the thing. It is often BURIRAM having to state the pace because, of course, FENNEL Adversity, so far in all of these 3 games, you know, they have been winning the matchup on paper, and BURIRAM has been in basically avoiding that matchup. And it feels like, okay, perhaps FENNEL Adversity, because of the AD carries at topside, they're having a hard time a little bit in securing the first dragons of the game.
The objectives that FENNEL are usually known for. And despite playing to their bottom lane, if their bottom lane is up on the top lane, then it's harder to get those dragons.
Exactly, and if Power doesn't win against Noel as well with that lane swap, then it makes things a bit harder to have a better ground on the first objective.
Yeah, just geometry for those of you following along at home. If all your players are on the top side, they can't be on the bottom. Here's the play down on the bottom side, as FENNEL want to play to their duo lane as ever. Danny is on the Xayah, though, and we're of split minds on this, Riku.
Yeah, I mean, Xayah, I find Xayah a really, really good champion just because of that self-peel. Especially if you're paired up with a... Wow, hold that thought.
Supporter in for the taunt.
Oh,
That's
my
gonna be
word.
first blood. An easy execution by Kinemon. Domeng just gone.
And that's exactly the thing about this matchup in the mid lane, right? Shaw and Arshini. Arshini can provide better skirmish presence versus Ziggs. And with that, it's just so easy to burst someone down. With, again, Shiba on the Xin Zhao, big level 3 spike. Arshini as well with a charm. And yeah, bye-bye, Domeng.
And what do you do with your jungler already executed during this early game? We were talking about how FENNEL want to scale up. We oftentimes see very quiet early games from Danny on the Xayah. How possible is that if this early game is behind?
That's the thing, right? FENNEL Adversity is not winning the 2v2 at the bottom side because of how BURIRAM has been playing, and as well as how they've adapted and collapsed onto Domeng earlier. So now FENNEL is going to bank on power here on this Riven for that big setups, for that big damage.
Here we go. Power in for the power play. And Noel
Wow.
is going to be able to reset his HP.
Supporter!
Joined by Supporter. Guillotine in. Power's gone. And BURIRAM are winning both sides of the map.
Read like a book. Supporter with the roam. He was waiting for it. Domeng going in. They catch the taunt. And that is exactly what FENNEL should watch out for. Every time they go engage, we know that Power and Domeng and Raffi as well, both three melees, are going to want to dive into the fight. Supporter's going to reserve that taunt every single time as a counter.
Wonderful stuff from BURIRAM, anticipating everything FENNEL are doing. They're not just reading FENNEL's books. They're reading their diaries. They're reading their fanfics. Just awful stuff. Yeah.
I don't want to know, TJ. Oh, dear.
You never want somebody reading the fanfic you're writing, you know?
No.
BURIRAM with the smite. That hit a sensitive spot. BURIRAM with the smite. We'll take that dragon up top. FENNEL were trying to take the Rift Herald.
Apprehend.
We'll pull him in. Noel plays around the side. There's the guillotine out. Supporter knocked very low. He'll recast the ulti from Galio over the top. This Rift Herald almost reset. Was thinking about resetting. It's 1,000 HP. Will reset at low HP as FENNEL step forward. Domeng will be able to secure it.
Really good catch coming from FENNEL Adversity. The way that they basically juggled that fight is really, really good.
Wow.
As they basically scared BURIRAM away and then caught the Rift Herald and to secure that for themselves.
Yeah, just kept that ball in the air, juggling it very well. That ball in this case being a gigantic crab. I think Noel knows where Power is, or at least thinks he does. So Power was trying to set up an ambush, but he is now the ambush. Goodbye, Power. Very well played by BURIRAM, just baiting him in.
Yeah, this is what, the third time already BURIRAM basically has read what FENNEL Adversity wanted to do. And with this opening up the map, that means Noel can be a little bit more present in these fights. And I don't think the Mega Inferno Bomb is going to stop BURIRAM United to take this tower down. And that is the scary part. They get First Blood Tower. And now they will be able to get climb more into that lead with 2k gold. It's starting to be scary because Noel having that Stair Axe making him a bit harder to kill now. Shiva, he's still there.
Power, it's the same lane. You've been down this lane before. And he's just shut down. Oh my. Deja vu, Riku.
It is deja vu. You know, it's a double deja vu for me because it feels like Power is getting the Asera treatment of being constantly dove upon, constantly being focused upon during the laning phase. So it's a pretty feel spad man for Power right now.
And what do you do without a top lane, without a bottom lane? Means everything kind of falls to show, doesn't it?
It does, and that's the thing. He's a Ziggs. He will just stay in lane, try to find opportunities to take towers down, and that means FENNEL Adversity has to use the Ziggs half and half. Use the Mega Inferno Bomb for fights and be present in the skirmishes, like right now.
Skirmish up top. Rift Herald did collide against the turret. It will take a big munch out of the turret. Big bite, Riku. Not much more.
FENNEL Adversity, the value of that Rift Herald has been diminished with not even taking the tower down.
Dive in, Mega Inferno Bomb. That's 2 kills! And Dominic still going, bouncing, flashing up to Shiba. He doesn't quite reach him. There, second time's the charm. 3 kills to FENNEL.
Exactly what we're talking about. Use Shaw make him involved in these skirmishes. Use the Mega Inferno Bomb for kills and for damage, not to clear the waves, and that is exactly what we just saw. Raffi again on this Rakan has been, again, 5 times in a row, I believe, during the Flash Wolf series, has been banned. Never has been unleashed. And now it is. The setups are showing. Double knockup into all the damage in the world coming from Shaw and as well as Danny. This has been a very clean execution. And if FENNEL wants to win this game, they have to keep doing it.
We can get that big AoE knockup like you're talking about from Raffi and just follow it up. Say, okay, we got Mega Inferno Bomb, we've got the Featherstorm Blade Caller combo, we've got power on the Riven. That's really scary. That's FENNEL's team fight.
And they should do it again.
Supporter in onto Show. Oh,
Power.
dear. Good bomb. Finds 3. That's kind of all I can say about it, as Power is having one of the worst games of his tournament here.
It is very tragic to watch. BURIRAM knowing that the Riven power is just so strong.
Coming, looking for the steal. 3,000 on the Drake and falling. 2,000 now. Doming still right round the corner. Leaps in. 1,500. Stolen? No. Secured by BURIRAM. And they're going to press forward for this fight. Holding at the back of it against Noel. Over the top, Kinemon tries to find the kill, but can't do it. FENNEL don't get the steal, but everyone gets away.
Gotta love what BURIRAM did there. They decided to stop attacking the dragon, wait for the Thrill of the Hunt to expire, and push FENNEL into an awkward spot.
Shiba trying to step forward to defend this 2v4. Noel round the side. Supporter now in 3v5, but low health bars for FENNEL. Despite their advantage, that means Raffi needs to narrowly escape that. He will leap away like Tom Cruise off a speeding bullet train. Barely make the jump, Riku.
I don't think I watched that movie.
There's a couple of them. Tom Cruise leaps off of trains a lot, and it's kind of a big deal for him.
It's, I guess it's his thing then.
Yeah, what the other thing's running. He also runs away from stuff very fast.
And dodges bullets. What a guy. I should watch more movies.
You should watch more Tom Cruise movies, is what I think we're drawing from this conversation. FENNEL did manage to escape, like Tom Cruise, though. And like Tom Cruise, we'll have to see if they can make a comeback in the second half of this game.
It is a possibility because they're forming this death brush here. They're waiting for somebody to take the most dangerous path to the jungle or to the lane.
Just walk in. Just step into our lair. Yanni pacing for the play.
Oh,
will he die? Featherstorm keeps him up. The bait goes perfectly. Exactly as planned. The Blade Caller finds a kill. Danny does die for the play, but it's 2 in response. Shiba and Kinemon both gone. As FENNEL's plan is executed perfectly. Show steps too far forward, but Arsene can't complete the kill. And so the Ziggs is still up and looking to burn down this turret as the flank comes in from Doming. Round the side, knocked up. Doming's got the kill. FENNEL finds 3 off of a chained play from their setup in mid, and they're looking for a second turret. Supporter goes in and finds a 3-man taunt. He'll find a kill off the back of that as well. Just burrowing through the team and killing Show, but the turret goes down in trade. So FENNEL will still take that. Now here's a long flank from Noel, but Rafa yet again slides away.
What a prolonged fight over there, and everybody else, Shaw, gone.
Oh, surely
BURIRAM
not.
decided, let's take Baron.
They have to break away. This has to be bait. They do a map control. Very slow take, though. 3,000. 2,000. Doming lurking. Oh, he's past supporter. Doming! Into the pit! He steals it away! What an incredible steal from Doming! Dancing past supporter, flashing into the pit, and getting the steal! And he keeps FENNEL in the game! Now the setup, Doming 1v4 with the dive. Mega in front of him, dropped the ball low, and Doming still bouncing back and forth. He will finally go down, but BURIRAM have to recall.
What a crazy steal. Everyone from BURIRAM were there. Imagine supporter was present. It could have been disastrous. I can imagine Doming going in. You're going to get greeted by a taunt, but that was just so smooth. The taunt channel was just a tad millisecond too late, and then that was the opportunity where Doming was able to get in. Power as well with the assistance of the big AoE stun. I love the trust between these three. They say, let's go in. Shaw had the Mega Inferno Bomb. Let's cut their escape. Danny funneling all the feathers with the Blade Collar. It's just so perfect on that scenario.
What a steal. A highlight in this tournament. A highlight for FENNEL, as they need this win to stay in this tournament. And they have just been given a shot. Here's the play now. Down bottom, supporter finds the taunt. Doming dancing through the fight as a massive Mega Inferno Bomb lands. Show with a huge explosion halves BURIRAM's HP, and they must back away from this dragon.
Yeah, BURIRAM can't afford to take this one because look at the waves. Top and mid have been pushing, and they have no space. They have no vision. They've decided to call it a day. Shiba has no ult. Archony has no ult. FENNEL Adversity, they're still in this series, even though they don't have the gold lead and as well as the dragon lead. They're slowly climbing in, but something to address though is Kinemon. We know come late game, he's going to be incredibly strong, incredibly powerful, and all of his killer instincts, all of his aggressive killer instincts are going to count. Someone's going to die, and FENNEL Adversity has to watch out for that.
You've also got the terrifying presence of Archony. Late game Ari's ability to just one-shot anyone waiting for an opportunity. FENNEL need to execute these next team fights perfectly if they want a chance to get into the group stage. Their tournament lives rest on these next 5 minutes.
And I feel like the pressure falls heavily onto Raffi because
Shiba
of the big engage.
Yeah, Shiba pokes in, but watch the flank from Power. He just steps in. Kinemon will burn him down. And so FENNEL hold the middle of the map. You can keep your eye as well on the other sideline. Noel down bottom. Just burning through some turrets.
And getting that split push down. We'll see if Power is able to respond through this. They want the collapse though. What is the call for BURIRAM? There are no objectives whatsoever.
They're following.
We'll see.
Noel called out here. Doming launches himself in. It's going to be a heroic entrance over the top. Is it in time? Supporter with 3-man taunt will not save Noel. Noel's gone. It's a big shutdown over to FENNEL, and they're going to get away with it as well. Archony holds the front line. Shiba trying to make the play. Power will survive. Nobody goes down for FENNEL. They find the kill, and they have time to reset.
Really nice disengage coming from FENNEL Adversity there. They know that they don't have any resources to restart the fight. Look at this teleport though coming from Power. Do they want this Baron call? Because that's 17 seconds on the clock without Noel. Looks like that's going to be a no. It's just going to be there to be used to get to the lane immediately without Noel's presence.
FENNEL Adversity, who crumbled under the pressure yesterday, could not close the series versus Flash Wolves. Now need to hold their own, 1 game away from elimination.
This is going to be so intense. Power can be the victim again of this collapse.
Oh, it's going to be so close.
What?
Supporter, he doesn't know! No! He gets away!
What? Again? Noel?
And on the other side of the map, got a big bada boom! Noel! No HP! He's going to go for these honey fruit, but he's just called out. They're going to start the Baron. BURIRAM, they're just starting the Baron. They see 3 players on the map, and they just go immediately in for the Baron. A desperate play from Danny. He's got damage. He's got a kill, but the Baron goes to BURIRAM, and Power goes down in the midst of all this. Supporter, Noel, traded for the Baron. FENNEL burned down the mid lane. They've got Show here, and they're going to try and take this inhibitor turret. Shiba dives forward, try to find a kill that would enable them to end the game. BURIRAM have the damage, but not the players. and so they will have to stay in their base, but they do save their inhibitor.
Really nice call coming from BURIRAM there to immediately take the Baron. It could have ended disastrous if they were indecisive, and possibly FENNEL Adversity could have had the time to contest. But at this point, though, the waves are still shoved in favor of FENNEL Adversity. And let's take a look at that again. While everybody was busy at the bottom portion of the map, Power did his best. He got basically pushed back by the ult of the Xin Zhao, tried to do a steal. It could have been 50-50, but it was Kinemon that was able to secure that Baron. Still doesn't change the fact that a good adjustment coming from FENNEL Adversity to open up the mid lane. This means they have more space to work with for this Infernal Drake.
Doming nearly goes down right as the Elder arrives. That is hair-raising. Here is the Elder on the map, though.
It's started now. It's being started by Shiba. What is the call now for FENNEL Adversity? How will they go in?
Coming round the side, 9,000 HP on the Elder, 8,000 now, falling very, very fast. But FENNEL don't dare step in. They know this is a trap. They know that BURIRAM will collapse on them if they do. And so they wait and it resets.
Both teams are very careful here. There's not a lot of vision invested from FENNEL Adversity towards this Dragon Pit. Maybe there is. It's being started again.
Oh, Shiba all alone here. Noel's waiting in the bush, but he's going to get more than he can handle. Surely, Shiba's caught out. Rafa goes in. Here's the play from Shiba, springing out the bush and focusing it onto Daddy, who Featherstorm's over the top. Featherstorm will keep alive. Daddy in the back of the fight. Him and Show, both barely standing. Show goes down, but he's lasted long enough. FENNEL are turning the fight in the front lines. Here's Kinemon arriving. Tries to get the damage out of a fight disadvantage. They're down one player, and so Killer is 6 into the back lines. Kinemon flashing forward. Kinemon for 2. He's done it. Kinemon manages to equalize the score in that one. He'll push down the bottom lane, and BURIRAM stands united outside of FENNEL's nexus. They're going to be able to burn it down and blast into the group stage unless the impossible can come out from Doming. He will fall, and that's going to be it. That's going to be this series. BURIRAM 3.